Let's now shift focus. The Quad is set to convene for a high-level ministerial meet. New Delhi will be hosting the Quad Foreign Ministers meeting on the 26th of May in a bid to inject fresh momentum into the group. And this is the first time since 2023 that India is hosting the Quad Foreign Ministers. The high-level gathering breaking nearly a year-long gap in high-level diplomatic dialogue between the four member states, India, the US, Australia and Japan. The Quad foreign ministers had last met in Washington, D.C. in July last year. However, a leader-level summit has not taken place since September 2024. A scheduled leader summit in India was postponed last year, remember? The grouping is likely to discuss Quad cooperation across priority areas, review progress on the ongoing Quad initiatives, and reflect on the recent developments in the Indo-Pacific region. The war in West Asia and its impact on the global energy supplies is also expected to feature during the discussions. While the US Secretary of State is already in India, the Australian Foreign Minister and the Japanese Foreign Minister will be arriving in India today. And ahead of the visit, a statement by Wong's office called the Quad a vital partnership in uncertain times. There will also be the 17th Australia-India Foreign Ministers Framework Dialogue. In fact, the Quad Foreign Ministers meeting coming amid a period of heightened geopolitical uncertainties, with the war in West Asia casting a long shadow over global energy supplies. It also comes amid significant strain in the India-US relationship due to tensions over trade, tariffs and immigration. But ahead of the crucial meeting, the US Secretary of State hailed the Quad as a crucial forum for strengthening cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. Addressing the press after bilateral talks with India's External Affairs Minister, Rubio lauded India's presence in the grouping to influence outcomes in the Indo-Pacific and said that the Quad is more important than ever.
Another important mechanism of joint cooperation, and one more example of our strategic relationship between our two countries, because the Quad is a form of alignment between four countries who are not just strategically aligned on a bunch of key issues, but four countries that have the ability to varying degrees to influence global events on these topics of mutual interest.
In fact, Dr. S. Jaishankar also hailed the Quad and lauded US President Donald Trump for streamlining the grouping during his first term. S. Jaishankar added that the Indo-Pacific will become a lifeline and the two countries will work closely for cooperation in the Indo-Pacific.
The Indo-Pacific is going to become more and more important with the passage of time. We were just talking about energy. It will even become a big energy lifeline. I mean, if you're going to see, for example, a much bigger India-US energy trade, or India's energy and general trade with the US, with other countries in the Americas, I can see, much more growth, much more trade, much more maritime activity out there. So, to me, the work on Quad goes on, and I think 2 days from now, you will see us on the podium talking about the Quad.
And our Assistant Editor Foreign Affairs, Siddhant Sibal, getting us this report. Take a look.
The Quad Foreign Ministers meeting takes place here in the Indian national capital on Tuesday. This is a grouping that was revived in 2017 and focuses on a range of issues from maritime cooperation to critical minerals to humanitarian support and technologies. Now, the big question, of course, is the direction in which Quad is going. There hasn't been any summit that has taken place last year, and this year as well, there is no word so far. For the Quad grouping, the big focus, of course, will be as to how the grouping remains relevant at a time when the Trump administration is prioritizing its bilateral relationship and also when it comes to its relationship with China. In fact, the Foreign Ministers meeting takes place here in Delhi just days after Trump had travelled to Beijing. Now, there is expected to be a joint statement, but many will be hoping that there could be announcement on the summit as well. With video journalist Piyush Siddhansipal for WION in New Delhi.
To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.